All right. So, hey everyone, it's Parker from Aligned Online. We are here for another Codeside assistance for where we help our clients with anything they're working on. And we've got Pamela with us today from cancerrevolution.org. And we've been a little stalled. So where are we going now? What are we heading to try to help you with?
Okay, so I'm just glad to be reconnecting. You have no idea how today feels like the first day of the rest of my life. It really does. Because getting ready to go out of town for 10 days is as much work as being out of for 10 days. And then coming back, you know, and then catching up. It's like, anyway.
Are you still at the doctor thing? And did you guys moved? Or I can't remember what's going on with that.
At the office, you mean? Yeah. Down here? No, we closed the office. I love working from home.
Oh, yeah.
Really, really do. I was kind of hoping someone else would be on the call today so I could go second. Because I'm actually just getting back from where I'm going.
So
we'll give it 5 minutes.
Settled in. Well, we do have Larry with us if you want to.
Yes, please go with Larry. Hello, Larry.
Well, hi, Pamela.
I'll put myself on mute in just a sec. Cool.
That was good timing.
Yeah. So, so Larry, I'm closing up stuff here and making. I usually have this all cleaned up before I start, but I do not. Hang on a second. So you asked a question by email. You about some trying to email out a questionnaire or a form or a.
I had it. Patricia had suggested I do a survey about why people signed up on my. I'm getting back to really trying to look at my lists and everything. And she said one thing to do is survey people why they joined you or what was the attraction or whatever. Like, did they get something? Did they just see me somewhere? Or anyway. So she said, well, I said, well, how would I do that? And she says she wasn't sure, so I thought I would check with you about. Is that a free thing in Mailchimp? Is it a paid feature? She also mentioned SurveyMonkey, which I've heard of but I've never used. Or if there's something else out there that if I just wanted to do a question and have like 6 or 7 options, but also have one of them be a fill in the blank, is there a simple solution for that?
Well, so the easy answer. So I always like to try to find the easy answer.
That's good.
The answer is Mailchimp already has, you know, a way you could create a list with some group options that would be like radio buttons that people could check on, you know, where they could update, you know, where they could basically add themselves. You could either have them update their own contact record in, you know, that exists in Mailchimp, or as they, you know, fill out this form, it would add them to Mailchimp. And that's, but it's not embedded in the email itself. So it's not like, you know, click a one. So sometimes people have sort of a one-click form kind of thing. And
yeah, the idea is to mail them a quickie survey.
Right. What would be the question?
It would be, well, I was just listening to my session last night. It'd basically be what brought you to me, or what brought you to my list. And the options would be, yeah, what caused you to subscribe to my list? What jumped? And it would be like to get a free thing or to be in a drawing. I love your videos. I wanted to hear more. I heard you at a con. I wanted to hear more. I'm already in Portal 47. I donated to the Con of Wrath. All of the above, or a write-in. And that's what just off top of the head rattled off.
Yeah, okay. Just so anyone watching this later on YouTube, this is Larry Nemechek from LarryNemechek.com. He has an awesome Star Trek fan, what do we say, membership site?
Yeah.
That's
backstage, a backstage insights and yeah, so gateway.
Really what we're talking about is how could we use better, like how would this information serve you? Like what would you do with this kind of information if you had it?
Her idea was to to replicate what I've done live and try to automate that. Like, what were the features that attracted people, and then as a strategy for going forward.
So just to get more information about so far,
yeah.
what was the thing? Well, you haven't had a lot of freebies offered, have you? You've definitely done a lot of videos, a lot of Facebook videos and YouTube videos.
I've had free things. Live, I've had drawings.
Okay.
And then I don't know if you would classify like the open houses as a free thing, that they got a session free. You know, they had a free interview session and they got the recording, or a piece of the recording.
Well, the quick answer is yeah, most people use SurveyMonkey, and it's another thing to sign up for and pay for. so
Okay.
that's
what I wonder.
But even then, you can't really embed your entire survey in an email. But what you could do is like sort of have a one-click answer thing, you know.
Have a page, and it's like signing up, only instead of signing up for something there.
Yeah. But the easier answer here, I think, would be to go into your Mailchimp, right? So let's go to your Mailchimp real quick. So what I would say is even though a thing that's embedded in the email would be simpler for people, if you give them a little incentive, you know, or make it look like there's something they can click on, and it just takes them, you know, to a website where
that was, well, yeah. Her thing was if they do it, they can get into a drawing.
Right. And what would you, just out of curiosity, be giving away? You know?
I hadn't thought about it, but I would do, I don't know. Yeah.
I always think of you, Larry, like you've got this giant Fibber McGee closet full of Star Trek, you know, props and old scripts and crazy memorabilia.
Old scripts, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No props, but yeah.
So anyway, we're in Mailchimp. I'm going to log in to your account,
and I'll chime in of kind of what I've heard you say also, Larry. The idea of, is there something that's quite valuable that it really wouldn't take you any more to do, like give them another portal, you know, a drawing to be part of the portal or something like that, where it doesn't take any more time out of your schedule, you know, because it's on the email list. Secondly, I do love the idea of incentivizing people. Your question about which of these 10 things brought you in, I would be like rolling my eyes. Give me 3. You know, what do you think are the 3 best, or something like that? And the other thing I was thinking is, if you do have them willing to take a survey, ask them also, what else would you like me to provide for you, so you also know what kind of content they're looking for.
That's an excellent idea.
Yeah. I could condense these down to, I got a free thing, I did a drawing, I saw that, or I saw a video, or saw you live, or I donated, or I'm in portal already. And that could be 1, 2, 3, and then a fill in the blank, and then what you just said. Is there something you'd like to get from? Is there something you're missing? What would it be? Is there something in fandom you're missing? You would like to see somebody offer, or there's something you'd like to see me offer, or? Yeah,
it's more of a positive, not something missing, but. Since I'm on the inside, what would you like me to ask on your behalf? Or what would you like more from me? What kind of content would you like more of?
Okay.
So the 2 answers. So there's 2 ways.
Thanks, Pamela.
Thank you, Pamela. So the idea here, Larry, is that there is one
again,
avenue.
This is just to grow the list. This isn't like jumping into sales. This is just to get the list odds bigger.
Yeah, this is the question I need to ask you. So is this going out to people other than who are already on your list?
No, this is going to my list to get clues about getting names that aren't on the list.
Okay. So we've already captured their email. They're on our list.
Yeah, we have them. They're a regular email person. In fact, I mean, I laid out some of my things I wanted to accomplish. This is what Patricia came up with. Basically, she's like, as you try to up your social media ranks and your YouTube subscribers and all your social media likes and followers and your email list, to get the odds up so that when you attack them with a sales thing, you've just got bigger odds. Like my goal I started with a goal of wanting to sign up 25 people by end of year or play big. Well, what are the, what is it? 1 out of whatever the sales odds thing is. Like, we just factored that up, and it was like, okay, well, I need to sign up 25 more people, which is crazy goal setting, but it's like, that's what the numbers were. Right. So it was like, okay, I need to put 2,500 people on my mail list, which is now at 1,700. So I need to like triple my mail list to get the odds of getting the bare amount of people, just following odds. So what's the fastest way to get the email list? She said, well, you can't keep doing it on the scale of like live signups. You need to automate it. What's worked with live people, and how can we replicate that with automation?
Okay.
And that's basically what the strat were, and it all came out of her. This was all off of her advice, her counsel a couple of sessions ago.
All right. Well, given what you've told me, Larry, I think you should probably go sign up for SurveyMonkey, or there's some other ones of those like wufoo.com, WUFOO.
Oh. Okay.
There's and the reason that
any idea how much?
Because you could create a form in Mailchimp and have people update their status about how that it would be a part of their contact record, like what their answer would be embedded in their contact record. Yeah. But there's no tool in Mailchimp to look at the responses as a
you get a spreadsheet of results,
like to see what you got, right? So there's not a really good way to get the information out of Mailchimp. If you were doing
that was the bottom line, was get a spreadsheet out of it somehow.
Yeah, if you're doing an exercise where you're trying to get people that aren't on your list into your list with a questionnaire, then you do it in Mailchimp because it puts them into Mailchimp. And then you don't but right. You're really not. It's not really about adding to it. It's about activating, getting data to help you understand how to get more people onto your list. Like
this is supposed to be diagnosing and analyzing and strategizing.
Yeah, and I don't think we have time to like go set you up with SurveyMonkey, but go check it out. And if you have problems,
okay. Okay. Well, that was my basic question. There's no feature in Mailchimp that I could. It's not like in Facebook when you can do a survey and plug it into a post.
Well, let me triple check, like search groups.
I'm going to do a version of this with my Facebook community. My big generic one.
It really does make like so. Let me go back because what I just wanted to show you, just so you know, is in your list. So let's go to your main list. So Trekland. If you go to the sign up forms, and you'll see the sort of general form people can get onto the list, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you'll see all this stuff, right?
Right.
Well, this is a lot of information, right? We don't actually want to. In fact,
those are the fields. That's not what they see when they sign up.
Well, no, this is actually, if they were, for example, clicking on the bottom of your email and asking to update their information, they would come in here and they would see all of this stuff. So like this one, we want to go over here and hide it. So
you got very muffled all of a sudden, Parker.
Oh, sorry, I don't have my headset on. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So what we would do is on this form, we want to go through and hide these fields that we wouldn't want them to see if they were updating their information by themselves.
Okay, I had no idea this was a thing or visible or I needed to do this.
Well, normally people don't usually get to this, but if, for example, at the bottom of every email that goes out from Mailchimp, there's a way to unsubscribe and there's a way to update your information. And if they, for example, if they want to tell you their email's changed, so they would come and they would see all of these fields because they're not hidden. But what I was going to say is I'm going to hide these for now. Entry dates. This is a pain in the butt. Scroll down. Purchased.
Oh, that should float down.
Yeah, so I'm doing something wrong. So I didn't hit save field after I clicked that. That's what's wrong. So first contact, I click hidden, I click save field. Now you might, so for example, how did you find out about Trekland? That might be, so that might be a field you hang on to, but it's not helpful to you because you can't action on it, right?
Right.
So what you do instead, we're going to keep this field, we're just hiding it. is you would create a group. And in a group would have a sort of broad thing and then a bunch of radio buttons that you could choose from. And if you had a form that people could update those radio buttons, the good thing about that is you could actually email segments of your list based on what group they put themselves in. So for example, if you had let's just say a favorite Trek group, and you had the choices underneath, and somebody, clicked on, you would only be able to click on one. So that's not a good example.
It was the old original sign-up form I used to have.
Yeah, but it's just text. So it's just the idea that, it gives you the information, and you can look when you're looking at their contact to see that information. But when you're trying to manage emailing out to your list, you can't action on that. You have to have it you have to have it separated out as a group for you to grab, the people who are similar together. Mm-hmm. So, this is the reason I'm talking about this is because let's say you had a field that said where we met, and you had 4 entries: convention, blank, something else, online. And, people could go in and update that themselves because you link to this form that includes that group field. Then you could go out later and when you're making a campaign, you could selectively talk to those groups, right? That's the reason you would do it here. Otherwise, if you don't do it here, you got to come in, and if you want to segment that way, like birthday, you might want to keep.
Okay. Well, I'm still reeling at all the.
I don't think
you're getting to that last time, and I was like, "This is all good information," but I was just like,
I don't want to confuse you further. I apologize.
I did use a little of it. I did get in and do some daring stuff I hadn't done before, and just made sure.
The Mailchimp thing. We spent 2 hours with Larry last week, and it's so long. I'm not even putting it up because it's so specific to Larry, and it was crazy. But anyway, the point is, you're not sophisticatedly segmenting your list right now,
right?
To do that kind of targeted thing. So, in other words, the point, you should go to SurveyMonkey to get data that you can use and look at it.
I'll check it out. If not that, I'll just do a simple email and say, "Hey, email me."
Yeah,
back. But here, so 2 questions. Number 1, and I keep forgetting this, and you keep telling me, and I keep forgetting. Where can you? I know you don't post all of these publicly or on YouTube, but where do you go to get the recordings of these sessions right now?
There's a shared folder. There's a shared folder that you maybe don't have access to. Let me double check. I think I sent you this link, Larry. I'll put it in the.
As I said, I'm sure you have. Can you?
Yeah, I don't turn on sharing to add people, but there's a link you can do. So it's in. Where is this?
Can you put it in the chat over here, and I'll just.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it in the chat right now. Okay. But I gotta remember where I put it. So, prospects, events.
I feel so stupid asking you, but
share resources. So these are the screencasts. So I need to open this up in Drive.
One of the clunkiest things about using mobile devices, and I've been trying to get myself, but I realized how out of it I was just working on my iPad just the last year. Feeling but one of the dumbest things is just I'll be on something and just trying to get the URL for it, and it's just like I have to move. There's times when I've totally gotten out of an app, gone over to a browser, and just opened it on the web so I could go up and copy it, because when I'm in an app sometimes I can't figure out how just to get the simple URL.
Yeah, this is not this is the link, but it's not a just copy it and save it somewhere. Maybe bookmark the drive when you get there. And these are unedited, and they're not they're not.
Right.
I'm so far behind. I need I need like another week in my week to get stuff done, but I eventually want to get all this stuff back.
Tell me about it.
All right, so let me move on to Pamela, and now somebody else is on the line. We've got, Pamela twice.
I can
That's
hang
okay.
up on my home phone.
No worries. So what are we doing for you? What's going on? Where are we at?
Let me hang up. Let me still leave this meeting
Something hanging. I was going to ask you.
online. Okay, who's sharing? I want to share my screen.
Oh, okay, I'm going to stop.
Someone stop sharing.
Here, I'll stop sharing.
Oh, wow.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hold on. Alrighty, can you hear me now?
I can hear you fine.
Okay,
Now I can hear me fine.
very good. So, this one was my picture down in Cancun.
That's awesome.
I was down in Cancun in a class, and I just felt like, even Parker, after looking at this, I was like, it almost looks like healed from cancer. You know, a woman who's just healed. I don't know. But I love it. So that's my screensaver right now. And these are maybe a little bit more of me talking, like Melissa said. Larry, Melissa didn't want me to look like a Southern belle, sweet little thing, smiling. But these are not the only pictures. I kind of took like 200 pictures. You know how they just hold it down as I keep moving?
Well, I'll tell you, Pamela, what I would say is these are great because they're like a sequence you could put together, like just 3 in a row, to show you sort of animated and on stage, and give people a sense of you as a speaker. Whereas I like the photo on the right where you're gesturing, but I would say that you could totally put 3, pick 3 and put them together because they're reasonably from the same age.
Right. I'm thinking of what will we have in my header and what will we have in my on my business card. See, that's a smiling girl that she didn't want. She wants me talking. So anyway, I just want you to see the gist of what I got.
Well, I mean, the business card, I think she's right in that when you're branding yourself on the website, you want to be, in line with the revolutionary, thing, your mission driven, what's the word I'm looking for? Movement that you're trying to create. And, but when you hand somebody a business card, it's about triggering their memory of your face. So they're probably going to remember your face from having one-on-one talk to you, up close, and,
Right.
A nice smiling picture of you there is absolutely appropriate.
Okay, then I will go back to her on that. Sounds good.
But yeah, I don't think it's that one. I think it's one of these newer pictures. When were these pictures taken?
At Ty's event, between speakers, I went up and just posed.
You just
People do that all the time at Comic-Con between panels. They'll run up and stand behind the panel thing with the big Comic-Con banner behind every panel room.
Oh my God, I got to do that next time. That's hilarious.
Yep. And so I have other dresses. I did it 2 different times, and from
What's
up
the other
there.
dress?
Pardon?
What, can I see the other dress?
Yeah. It might take me a moment to get it open.
You look good, by the way.
Yes, you did. Hey, Parker, can I ask you something really, really, really quick?
Yeah, go for it, Larry.
While you're doing that, does anybody know, is there an actual app for doing an automated random drawing when you're not wanting to, when you're not wanting to?
There is something that catches a number. It's like, and the number is, and it pings it up, number, whatever.
Yeah, what I would do is if all you have to do, Larry, is put a spreadsheet together and see how many people are in the spreadsheet, and then Google random number between 1 and whatever the number is. And
Another thing I've seen them do, Larry, but that's when people fill out, the fishbowl thing where they have it written down. The person stands in front of the camera going, okay, and they flip through them all and they stop and say, okay, it's Sarah. It's another way of feeling like it's random. I've seen that one done too.
Okay. Well, if I actually have people just,
but I will give you an unethical trick, which is they're not always random. Sometimes you want to pick the person who's a really great candidate.
Oh no, that's what my fish bowls always are.
Yeah.
But if there's a time when I actually don't care and I just want to have a random one. If I have 200 people, I don't want to look at them and all that. So.
Yeah, I just if you Google random number generator, it comes right up.
And it just throws you a number.
You got to get it between one and one.
Okay, thanks.
Sure. Are we losing you, Larry? Are you hopping off?
I'll hang on for a minute.
Okay. Wow.
And so I'll kind of click through the different. Now, all of these are bursts.
So these are great because you know what we can do is we can replace what's on that screen.
Exactly. And so here's another one.
Just your banner. We could
you see the guy walking back, taking stuff off the stage, but I'm still posing. Okay, that's another person.
I just asked if you had a different dress by any chance.
Yeah, hold on. Okay, and I thought maybe it would be good to see people behind me, but that's when Ty jumped up and said, get off the stage because he was late. So that didn't work.
Okay.
That's Annie. Oh, this is, these are the two people at the round table, the Cancer Revolution Roundtable, 2 doctors who have committed to a monthly call to figure out a standardized protocol for cancer.
Nicely done. Nice job. Wow.
And I have Dr. Gant, and then I also have, we need ones that I'm kind of. So the gist of this is a different outfit.
Yeah, the dress is better.
Yeah. Unless I see one that I really like. I did like me in the blue. But the thing is, I don't think I was.
That's not bad.
I don't know. Yeah, so this one will become closer to it. But again, the person who took them was a lot further this time. Oh, there we go.
We can crop into that. Do me a favor, Pamela. Your homework is I need the 10 or 12 best shots, and we're looking for I think something that goes across wide like that with the screen in it, and we'll just put your Cancer Revolution logo on that screen. I did that with Randy for his event. What the hell was it? The Social Impact Conference in Expo. And so we had a pick where I basically photoshopped in a screen and then put his logo on it. But you've got the screen already there, and it's pretty easy to make the in Photoshop make the thing line up. One
of the girls that took the picture, she said, "You're not going to say that you spoke here, did you? Were you?"
No, you're not.
Whack on me. I took some of this stuff, but that's more for him. Very cool. So I got more interviews under the belt.
But these are also good when you're at. That's a great shot because that shows us that you're at this event, right? And you want to be in your social media feed, posting about your travels and who you're meeting and the journey that you're taking, and keep people updated. You want to get people invested in your story about what you're doing and what you're trying to create.
Yeah. Now, another thing you might notice is all the times I take pictures with doctors, that's a doctor. That's Doug Kaufman. He's had a radio show for 20 years. Seafried. That's how I take pictures with them. So it's not the most professional looking.
I don't think people are interested in that. They're looking for, connection, and they're looking for community, and they're looking for answers. So,
so I always take, of the doctors, I take when they're sitting there being interviewed, I take pictures of them. Yeah. And then I also say, great, we got to take some pictures.
Yeah. So when eventually you have a landing page for this, video product, you're going to have like a series, like a 3 or 4 pictures of the doctor alone. So we established that you and the doctor, if you got it. And, and multiple people, right? So each one of these videos is going to feature a bunch of different, persons on it. So, you know, you don't have to show everybody's, you know, picture, but you can show a nice representative sampling.
Yeah, and whoever's going to be talking.
So this is all great. I don't have time to go through hundreds of photos, but
no. I just wanted you to see that I did what Melissa said, is get you on stage. So now I'm on stage.
Yeah, it's awesome. I really think the banner of your website is that shot, you know, that's wide across of you kind of.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you won't want the screen on it, so to speak.
Well, I want one of those, one good one of that.
Okay. So, yeah, I just haven't culled them down. Okay, so what I would like to talk about is I'm doing a Facebook course right now just because it's here and my friend got it. And this is a girl. Have you ever heard of her, Tammy Lane?
No. That doesn't mean anything. There's literally
I know. There's so many of them.
55,000 people giving Facebook.
She went from 0 to 6 million in 6 months.
Sure.
So she actually knows what she's doing.
Well, yeah, but you know, I always take those figures with a grain of salt, because if you go from 0 to 6 million with a big fat crosshair like teach me how to use Facebook and make money, then yeah, it's easier to get to those numbers.
And so people in the industry that I know, Kristen Michelson, Laura Langemeyer, they were like going, whoa. And so they've hired her. So anyway, I have the course. I get to go to Vancouver in 2 weeks. She's looking over her shoulder. She's redoing it. So right now, Facebook is on my plate just because I have her looking over my shoulder and time with her out there.
Why don't you bring up your, where are you at with Facebook? I don't think we've done any, we haven't finished branding, so we don't have anything up there, right?
No. So what I'm doing is, what I want to discuss today, sorry. I want to discuss, again, you and Melissa talked on her call. I haven't been able to go back and listen to it because I had to step off of her call, but supposedly she said the two of you were able to speak. The trajectory of, one thing she says is, don't say, hi, would you like 6 tips for this? And, oh, would you like doctors who talk about that? The idea of saying, the biggest thing I learned that 4 doctors tell you the secrets your other doctors probably aren't telling you. And then you're like, oh, I want that. And then you say, great, would you like to know 20 doctors, what they're saying? So it's kind of a direct upsell. It's an easier upsell to what it is. And one thing she talked about, again, that's why I'm bringing it to you, is when I kind of told her, she knows what I do, and the sense of like Ty, the truth about cancer, it feels like there's a secret that's going to be revealed. So she liked the idea of going towards the secret aspect of it. And of course, I've taken notes here, but I was running out today.
Well, the word secret is usually, you know, a big trigger. Like, I want to know the one secret that doctors, don't tell you about, sugar. It's like, any secret is like a super, super juicy, oh, wow, yeah, tell me, what's the secret? You got to be a little bit
careful.
And
I love that it's not, I love that it's not the 20-hour videos of, I'm real clear, like, it's not be such a no-brainer. I could read it in one sitting. She actually says PDFs convert better than videos. Long copy in terms of people actually ending up on your list, long copy works on Facebook better than the short copy does.
That's interesting. Why does she say that?
She actually is just testing. It's just testing that if somebody invests in reading it online, they'll probably go and actually sign up and get your freebie and enter the stuff. They know you more than having not known you at all. It's just stuff I've learned, kind of like.
That's interesting. A lot of this is, pretty common sense. Of course, whatever's brain dead simple for people to like get and opt into is going to, be easier for them to click and say yes to. So, if you give them any chance to think like, oh, do I have time to watch even 20-minute videos, 20 minutes of video? Not really. But, I can download this PDF and I'll read it later. And that's just how people think, so they grab it while it's in front of them. And if they can grab it while it's in front of them.
Those 20-page PDFs, they're really good, but they are long. But she said if somebody is willing to read the long copy, they'll probably be willing to watch a video of you.
Well, what I would recommend is if you do long copy, you break it up so that there's a way to click out of the copy, a third of the way down. go get it now, and then you keep going, right? So,
right. Because
so
you have the headline, and then you have the headline that you can say read more, and that gets really long.
yeah,
Not
and then
the top thing that shows you a little bit and it says read more, that becomes 12 pages.
but you can't. But just having long copy for the sake of long copy is a terrible idea. What I would say is, if you've got a great story to tell or some way to engage them, with why this is for them, then yeah, take all the time you need, take all the words you need. But
Right.
Pamela?
Yes.
Pamela, was your person saying do long copy in the original Facebook post?
Yeah.
Like you said, get to see more, so they have to click to see more to do.
Yeah, and
Can you
I
do headers? Parker, you can't do headers and jump down.
No, but you can put a link. So you hit return and space, and then you put a link to go get the thing, and then you hit return and space, and then you keep going with more stuff.
So
right?
they have a choice.
Yeah,
they
could pop out right now and go get it, a third of the way reading through, or they can get to the bottom and see the link, go get it now and see the link.
And that link would be to a page or to a PDF on a page?
To the opt-in where they get, where they get on your list and then get an email with the free PDF.
Right, okay.
But the other thing I would say,
don't have to go off of Facebook to get it. It's still part.
They don't have to, right?
Well, that's what I was going to say. Is Facebook has a whole different category of ads called lead ads, and they're
I don't know what it is. I got back. I'm telling you. But right now, Facebook's on my thing. So I'm going to share. I want to share my screen and just show you some of the stuff I'm working on, Parker. So you tell me where my holes are. Sure, let's just do desktop.
I'm going to stop mine.
So this is my document now, my Facebook, so to speak, document. And so what I've done down here is here's my to-do. That's where you're going to be on, kind of just random stuff I need to do.
Okay.
Tammy's stuff, anything with her course, and click in. Positioning, that's one of her first course, of course, is on positioning your offer. So kind of, again, where I'm positioning it. And then we go into my free irresistible freebie. So this is, on the checklist and stuff. So I've been spending time, over the years, I've done ideal clients, and I've done this and I've done that. So now I'm actually putting it in one place, writing it down, taking Melissa's stuff, taking what I've learned from Ramon and things like that. And actually kind of like, we're going to be done. Next one is benefits questions. This is what I learned from someone. There's a pain point. A woman says, I'm scared it might come back. So you turn that into a question. Are you scared it might come back? And then there's also, what's the benefit to working with me? Learn what is needed so it doesn't come back. And then you turn that into a question. What if you knew what it would take to not have it come back? So anyway, I've started the questions that I feel like my girl is asked or scared of. But this is not the Cancer Revolution. This is still the Heal from Cancer.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's on that page. As I'm going to add to it, do it. But it was just an interesting concept of you always supposed to take the pain point, turn it into a question, benefit into the question. Ideal client. This is what I've started really working on again. My next one is products that I could do. So this is a bit what we looked at. I can make it larger here. No, that's not. It doesn't like that.
Okay.
Like the Cancer Revolution. There's the freebie, which is maybe the 4 hours, a 20-minute video, but again, that might be too much. The product, the document.
Why is it not? Can you not put the 4 hours into a PDF that people can download?
Yes, I could, but I do know that if I give you here are the 4 hours to. Yes, I just want to make sure that after you're done with the 4 hours, you're interested in watching doctors talk. That's why I thought it'd be smart to do something with already watching doctors talk.
Here's the thing that I'm going to say that you might not like. So
okay,
I don't want you to tailor what you're offering on a misassumption. So the misassumption might be that people want more and more and more, information, or they want to hear 20 doctors instead of 4. And I'm not sure that that's true. I know that you're talking to 20 doctors and you're getting a lot of great information, but people still want all that stuff really boiled down. They don't want to have a time commitment if it's not clear what the benefit of that time commitment is, are you going to be
Right.
less
Well,
confused?
how did I get them to listen to 8 days of it then? I somehow, and he had 500,000 people sign up last time. Somewhere I feel like people are this is still resonating with people. And I maybe need to look again back at I kind of save all his emails just so I can, copy.
But what I would say is if you think like a book author, right? And you have and this video series is divided into chapters, and each chapter has a doctor that you're talking to. And I want you to think about like what the takeaway. Like what I don't want is like, I don't want to have the sense that there's 20 doctors in there and they're basically talking about 3 things and repeating themselves. But I want to have I want to have enough topics that I feel like, oh, I see, I'm getting a deep dive into this thing. And there's talk about nutrition, and there's talk about, this other stuff, and there's talk about new treatments.
Part of what I did, Parker, was I kind of dropped it out recently, which I want to make sure I come back to, is I have my 4 R's. And so when I used to ask the doctors, so how would you reveal the root cause? And I'd let them answer. How would you regain your health? And I'd let them answer so that I could then cut their answer into, that section. So that it's like a 6-part. Here's the introduction, here's the 4 R's, and here's the conclusion, and whatever. So that I could kind of cut them into it a little bit more. Some interviews, I'm telling you, they don't fit in at all. They're 45 minutes. The guy barely breathes. I don't know where to put that. Brzezinski was terrible. My biggest draw, and you can't understand him. He talked about I don't know what. And it's just like, I don't know what to do with that one. So the idea that, so I did, Melissa had me write down what those 4 R's are. And it's kind of like a 4-page PDF. And so I didn't know, the idea though, I don't mind kind of letting them know that there are 4 R's that like I say, I've gone to lots of conferences, I've done a lot of things, and there were 4 things that I learned that I had to do if I was going to get better. And that the doctors told me that, that the doctors let me know I needed to do, and I followed it. And now I got a clean bill of health. So I want to tell you about those 4 R's. That's kind of how I was going to position it a little bit. But I'd like to bring in so I don't want it to be like, oh, I've got to meet Pamela in the 4 R's. So who are these doctors? It didn't necessarily feel like, because the 20 doctors might be, as you said, organized in a way, not just 20 interviews, but organized in a way. But I kind of want them, the person who liked my freebie, I want it to be a natural, like, oh, I want more of that. Then, oh, I can tell you how to feng shui your house. And by the way, would you like 20,
No, of course you have to be in the right context, and you have to have the through line of what people are interested in as a benefit. But what I'm trying to get to is that there's a self-limiting factor to information product, right? Like there's just only so much information, that people are interested in. What they want is this much information that tells them, oh, now I need this action plan based on this information. And that's where your email series to help with the action plan, or your video series to help with this action plan, or your step-by-step guide to creating this action plan has a lot more benefit to an end user than just more and more and more information. I want you to have that information and offer an expanded version of it. But literally, people, the problem for people isn't the information. There's a zillion places they can get information. It's trusting the information, right? Trusting the information, and then 2, knowing what the hell to do with it. So, you're helping in those 2 ways, I think. You're helping because you've been on a journey to talk to lots of people and boil down this, complicated subject and get this information that they can trust. And then I think there's a second part, which is heal from cancer. That doesn't happen with information. That happens by taking action. And that's where people need support.
Okay. And if you see on the bottom here, then the educational DVD series, or a 6 to 8 week, group coaching, that's kind of what would go into that.
Yeah, I think you really could, because you spent a lot of time and energy on getting these interviews and stuff together, that we need to finish that. We need to just have something that's, you know, and it doesn't have to be a big series. It just has to be a single product that is the best of the things you've got and gets across the 4 R's, and it's 90 minutes or less, right? It's not a big, you know, it's ideally 60 minutes or less.
Now, the docuseries is what he sells. Watch it for free and then buy it if you want.
Well, and you did, but not everyone is like you. Because you're curious.
Every person I know that have watched Tide that I actually know has bought it. So
has bought it. Okay.
Yeah. Because it's like, especially if you or a loved one's been diagnosed, and all of a sudden all these doctors are talking straight and makes sense.
Right.
You're like, I want to hear more about it. It just is.
So he's a great explainer.
Pardon?
He's a great explainer. He's doing.
You know what he does? He does more about saying there's a natural world out there you can use. But what he doesn't do is actually create, like I'm doing, I want to create, well, what is that? He doesn't give you an outline. He just gives you doctor. So you have to piece together, that guy said I should do some of this, so you're over here doing some of that, and that guy said that. And so you're as confused as ever, but you actually believe that there's something better in the holistic world than necessarily just doing surgery, radiation, chemo.
All right. Well, here's what I do know, and I'm, I haven't gone to 6 million, so I'm not as in the same expert league as this other woman, but I will tell you that you always want to work backwards from what you're trying to offer, like what you're trying to get people to buy, and so I still feel like you were going to basically go off and kind of try to get this sorted out, like what is this thing, and how close are we to that?
To getting the docuseries product
done? It doesn't have to be docuseries. Anything that people can buy for $8, for $12, even.
How am I going to fund this mission if I put everything into an $8 thing? No, I feel like the freebie is a lot easier than the product.
Because Pamela, at this stage of the game, you're not going to get 12 million people signing up for an $8 thing. You're going to get the people that you get, and you're going to expand your mission as you bring in the funds to do that. And as you iterate I don't want you to stop yourself because you have a bigger vision of a 12-part series or something. I want you to get something out there. Is this something you're trying to not do? I don't understand.
No, I'm trying to do both. In the past, it was like get something out. Right now, I want to take the time to actually get what product do I have that's $500 to $2,000? I want to create a product that's $500 to $2,000.
So you're working backwards from a value proposition. You're trying to say, for my needs, I need people to buy into a product that's 500 or more.
Correct.
So I need to create that value for people. And I don't believe that's an information product. I believe that has to include some kind of, benefit that they can see that is about their health, and about getting, treating if they have cancer.
Right, that's probably back down here in the group coaching.
Yeah, so I would bundle, right? So basically, you get to call out the great value of this series,
right.
And but you can be a little open-ended about it, right? So you're, as part of a membership, you get a group coaching call, and you get this series of videos, as they're produced, you get first access, like Larry does, first access to things, to his members. Mm-hmm. And, but basically what I would say is you don't want to have, you don't want to tie yourself to a timeline. You don't want to say monthly videos, because then you're screwed.
No.
But you say an ongoing series, as long as you're a member, you get the next one. And it might, be 3 months between them, or 8 months between them, or whatever. But you've got to start with one. So
but I can also say, you get 12 because I have 15. I have 18 of them. So I could just pick the ones I like and say, once a month you get to see these, and whenever. Okay, so it sounds like
I know, but this is where you're gonna. I'm frustrated. I'm concerned that you're going to lose people because they're going to think, I don't have time to watch 12 video series. Like, I don't think you have to offer that much.
Okay. No, I'm saying, you just said do an ongoing series.
Well, as long as you're a member, as long as you're paying me $500 a month, you get access to the next video, and you get access to our group coaching, and you get access, like, basically.
I said I have like 12 of those, so at least I know I have an ongoing series that would last at least a year.
Yeah, and say ongoing video series. You get, maybe you promise, or maybe you just promise the next 6 videos,
Right.
or the next 10 videos, right? You don't promise the whole ongoing thing, but anyway, you want to position it in a way where you can offer it now and have at least one video that's part of an ongoing series that they get right away.
Right.
And you start putting together the curriculum, I guess, however you want to be presenting, however you're going to be coaching people, right? You need to put that material together.
Yeah.
So if you're part of my
And
group coaching,
a lot closer, and being down here has actually been wonderful because I'm actually coaching cancer patients.
awesome.
I'm not intimidated by it. I'm the one telling, no, you got to do that. Come on, you got to do that. So I'm kind of kicking their asses. I think that's
What they need.
I
They
know.
desperately need, right? So that's the crosshair is, I know look, Pamela, I know what I should be eating. Am I eating it? No. Because I don't have Pamela kicking my ass, right?
Right.
I know I should go exercise. Am I exercising? No. I need support. So this is a great crosshair for you, but you need to just offer it.
Right. Okay. So I understand that makes sense. And
But in terms of benefit, people people like more information. They want more information, but they don't need it. They need something right now. What is it they need right now? They need a plan. They need, a way to move forward.
okay. So in some ways that means then the freebie and the docuseries can be on hold.
Kinda, or you just do one and it's a longer thing. Like I would say, first of all,
I did write down my story as the 4 hours and what I went through, and it's 4 pages, so I could probably make that look something pretty that could get up there.
yeah.
Well, we have something, so that's fine.
Or just do 1 hour. Like you don't have to give the whole thing away, but you want that secret, the first secret
Right.
to naturally curing cancer.
Okay.
Right. So one thing and it's got to like that no-brainer aspect to me is the key. Like
I really see how this will
more
become a webinar. It's simple to me to see how this will become a webinar in the long run. Here's the 4 hours. Let me tell you about the second one. If you want coaching on the other 3.
Yeah.
I definitely see that. I used to always kind of push away from group coaching or at least one-on-one coaching. But now I feel like a year ago I wasn't up to it. But now I actually feel like I am.
I totally feel like you are.
Yeah, it's a different place. So that's why the freebie sounded like 3 things I wish I'd known about cancer.
That could be.
About cancer PDF or what the doctors aren't telling you about surgery radiation and chemo PDF, something like that. It feels like it comes from that. It's a secret. You don't know this. I wish I'd known that. So she just kind of pushed to say, you know what? I think that secret aspect. And
but Pamela, you're being too precious about this. Just make it happen, get one of those done, get it out there, and then you have data. Then you could, like Larry's trying to get data, right? About why are people responding? What brought them in?
We're going to be testing this 3 pictures. We're going to test 3 pictures and 3 headlines and then 3 this and in a week and $10 a limit on each. And so
so that's a strategy a lot of people recommend. Take $200.
You got to slow down on me. I've been so busy.
Okay.
I haven't touched this in like a month, and it doesn't feel good. And now I'm like, because of Facebook is right in front of me, it's like, oh, I'm doing Facebook. Facebook is not what's next for me on my plate. But because of the time thing, okay, it's going to be Facebook. And, it's just like I went and got more interviews. I don't need more interviews right now, but you know what? The guys came together. I went and got more.
That's just you taking advantage of opportunities as they arise. That's great. You should do that.
Yeah, but it's just like going out of town for 10 days and then catching up and getting ready for it. And then the holidays. And then, I got 2 more things coming up. And then you're kind of like, just get this done. I'm like,
well, I'm sorry. You got me into the kicking ass mode because you were talking about it for your patients. And I feel like I don't want you to stop yourself.
What I always need is a what's now. What do you think my now is?
I think the easy answer for that has always been something we can use right away because you don't need a website.
You don't need it. Yeah, the part of these highlighted yellow things.
Yeah.
Let's that's the trajectory, and then we know if that's what we're doing. Then it'll be clearer on what picture works for that. You know, me talking, I don't think that's the one you want. I think you want. I don't know. I'll find other stuff.
Don't be upset, Pamela. You're doing great, but I just want you to not. You get into this you have such a big vision for this, and I love that about you. But
I find it difficult because it's truly two different things. It's the same girl, different parts of her journey, and so that's why, you know what? Great. Let me do Heal from Cancer. Let me launch that. That sounds fine. I feel like that's where Ty is missing too. And I like that I can be Ty whenever I have the bandwidth, which I don't have right now, to become Ty because I have the interviews he has. Same people, some of Doug Kaufman, has a TV show for 20 years called Know the Cause. He said, you were the best interview I've ever had.
wow.
I'm like, yeah, because I'm over there going, wait, stop. You said mold, you said fungus, what, huh? So I'm actually the girl stopping them saying, explain this to me. And I don't know, he and Annie said the same thing. She's like, I haven't had such a great interview in a long time.
Well, I think that is something to take away and something to make sure that when we're marketing it, we get somebody saying that as a testimonial. Like, Pamela asks the right questions. Pamela knows how to get to explain something in a way everyone can understand. Pamela,
if you need me to have a doctor say anything about me, just tell me, write me what the script is. They're all willing to do anything I want. I just don't know what I want.
But I just told you two things. Just basically anything that says why you should be listening to Pamela, because she is committed to finding the answers that that others aren't, and she's great at explaining what she's been finding to regular people.
Okay, I'll get a doctor to say that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I feel like my now is to go back. At least that's why I came to the call saying I kind of need some more a now and next, because I came back. I haven't been looking at this that much. I've been looking at it some.
Yeah.
I finally caught up at the doctor's office. Today's a good day for me. My hair's done.
Your hair looks great. You look phenomenal. You never look better. You're skinny. You're looking great.
Okay.
I would say that you, I would love it if you would do a crappy job at putting together a simple, brain dead, secret, inspired, like something that gets people a no-brainer thing that they can get on a PDF about, the 3 things I wish I'd known, or what the doctors aren't telling you, or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. Do a crappy job. And just get a version done, and then we can talk about it. Then we have something to look at and go, oh, well, what if we did this? What if we made these bullet points? What if we cut this down? What if we added this picture? And then let's get it out there. And because the same PDF, right, the same damn thing can go out in 10 different ways aimed at 10 different pain points that we brainstorm around,
right,
and highlight in 10 different headlines, and how those do with $200 of Facebook ad spending will give us a big answer about what people are responding to, right? Same giveaway, there's things you tweak, right? Your Facebook person is telling you this, I'm sure. You can get we've been doing it for 4 weeks now too, and I'm over here going, hi, I'm about to start lesson number 1. Okay, well, that's the way these
things. But also, we are going to need then my CRM connected to a Facebook something.
Yeah. All right.
That's where Parker comes in, because I don't know how to do that either.
And remind me, all
I did was heal my cancer naturally.
Where's your list now, and what shape is it in?
I have 2 people on the list, and it's a Mailchimp.
Okay.
And I have 2 people that are or my fan page that I never talked to.
Right, but until you are willing to until you have something that people want, they're not going to opt into your list, right? I mean, they might if it's just a free time with you, or if
nobody knows it. Nobody even knows where I am. So yeah, that's why I call you're my up and running package. Going just to let you know, when I come back from Vancouver, I'm going to have some ads that have been tested, that have been this, and then at least you got something, and we'll switch out the pictures. She wants 3 pictures. you know, one of me, one of probably speaking, whatever. So we see which one they respond to best. Then change the.
Well, think about it not from pictures of you, because that's what you do. We want to, it's like what you do for them. So pictures of happy people enjoying their life because they're not exhausted from cancer. People of, people making a smooth green drink at the kitchen,
Right.
and looking like they're having a great time. You know, you want to try a bunch of different things that aren't just you speaking and you talking to doctors, but it's about the benefit of being healthy as a picture. The thing that's weird about Facebook is if you'll notice when you're on Facebook next time, what catches your eye? And it's almost inevitably unrelated to whatever they're offering. It's because it's some attractive person in a,
Right.
in a setting.
If you see someone's face, you're like, oh, do I know them? And you lean in.
It's faces, big, nice faces that look welcoming and interesting, and and if you can put them in an activity that suggests they're pursuing health, that's what you can Google on Google Images, or look on Unsplash.com or one of those things. There's a bunch of links to stock image sites on alignedonline.com/resources.
Okay, so I'm going to just move forward with that. Let me get a crappy something.
Yeah, and when am I going to see it?
No
No more than 15 days.
Yeah, well, no, this time next week. It might be good if you and why don't I let you know when I got it, so maybe we can schedule another huddle.
Let's get a huddle on the books, yeah.
Yeah, so let me know. I'll let you know when I have this, and then we can huddle around it. Otherwise, I'll by next Friday, because the following week I leave on Wednesday for the Facebook place.
Okay, and I honestly don't remember. I thought I wrote it down, but I don't see where I wrote it down about when I was when you left the call with Melissa, and you had a question that was interesting, which is trying to find a tagline or something that bridges these two different camps.
Well, no, I was saying more to her. It's like, does not say, hi, here, let me give you hairstyle tips. And, oh, by the way, would you like some videos of doctors? Right. The idea of, does it make sense? And she said that she answered it with you. So I'm going to go back and listen to it.
Yeah, go back and listen. I don't know that she answered it or I helped.
I know. It doesn't matter. I still got you. And
yeah, right. Lovely to see you. I'm so glad you're back. And I'm excited to get this going. And Larry, do you have any last, are you still there? You might have walked away.
No, he's there, looking good.
All right. Thanks, everyone. I'm going to wrap it up. It's a little after 2, and I will see you next week, Pamela, and I'll look forward to hearing about this next progress on the lead magnet.
Excellent. Okay.
Yeah.
Bye, Larry. Bye, Parker.
Bye-bye.